Perfect.
No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things, okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on, the battle, let's go, please. Let's go. You could be in market, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers? How you guys doing? Happy 4th. I hope everybody got to spend a nice day with their friends and family. I hope y'all are fat and full. And I know a lot of you guys are out right now watching the fireworks. And who's ever here with me, I appreciate that you took the time to either stop by, press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share. I am trying to get to 1K by my birthday, November 7th. It's happening. It's steadily happening. And I just want to thank you all. And I want to thank all my subscribers, my embracers. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. But let me see who's in the building before I get into the rules and regulations of this channel. Shout out to my queen. Take heed to the message. Thank you for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. I know you're torn between the ladies at BMU and me, but I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. It is what it is, but you still found time to come through. And I thank you for that. Knowledge and relationships, thank you for coming through. Don't forget to press the like button. The link is in the chat. So with that being said, let's see what we have to talk about first, because we do have to set some boundaries and some rules. If this is your first time here, I just want to say welcome. My name is Grace from Embrace the Grace, and on my channel I bring in the messy, unnecessary but very necessary, uncomfortable conversations. They promote thought or provoke thought, and my purpose is to help people grow, heal, and maybe go about things a different way, you know, because maybe what you're doing right now is not working. Maybe we could find a better way so you can grow and become a better version of yourself, not just to yourself, but to others around you. That's what's important. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go over the rules, because it's obvious that some people don't have etiquette when it comes to YouTube or being on a panel. So with that being said, first rule is no over-talking others. Don't overtalk each other, and especially me, the host. If you guys have a thought, say what you say. I don't mind rebuttaling. I don't mind none of that. But what I do mind is we're not going to have sign language. We're not going to shame anybody. We're not going to insult anybody. We're not going to guilt trip anybody. And guys, this is not a need to be right. This is a discussion. It's not a debate. We're not keeping score. We're just having a discussion. We need to learn to disagree, to agree to disagree, and show empathy. Okay? And what else do we do? The third thing is we must stay on topic. Guys, please, I don't want to be derailing the show. I don't want to have a 3-4 hour show. I want to stay on topic. I want to hear your stories, but we must stay on topic. Okay? And I do a 3-strike rule. Well, I'm going to change that to 2. If you over talk and disrespect, I'll talk to you once. Second time, you're out. Same thing with the topic. We got to keep the show moving. So with that being said, what is Grace talking about tonight? What am I talking about tonight? What I'm talking about tonight is we are embracing empathy. A lot of people don't seem to know what empathy is. It's sad, because either they don't know about empathy, or they just was never taught about empathy, and they don't even know where to start. And this is where I come in. Okay, this is where I come in with giving you facts and information and solutions. I'm not just going to come up here and just talk about problems all night. Yeah, we have problems, but we also have to be part of the solution and not stay in that problematic state. We have to learn to do better. Because when we know better, we most certainly do better. Okay, so we're embracing empathy. What is empathy, Grace? Well, I'm glad you guys asked. Let me tell you all out there in Embrace Nation. Empathy is the ability and action of understanding and being aware and being sensitive and being vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts of another. Empathy is said to be about looking at things from someone else's perspective or point of view, rather their own, and you have to imagine yourself in their shoes. What are they feeling? Why are they feeling what they're feeling? And what did I take place in making them feel how they're feeling? That's all it is. Because a lot of people can be very dismissive, can be very harsh, And I know that I speak about we need to voice our opinions and things like that, but you also need to know your audience. Who are you talking to? How you're talking to them? Why you're talking to them? Because not being empathetic to a person can seem very insensitive and uncaring and cold to the other person. So we must take the time sometimes to empathize. And it's really important, because developing empathy for others is crucial for establishing relationships and acting compassionately towards others. It's an essential skill in the workplace, in our friendships, in our family relations, and in relationships and everyday interactions with other people, helping us to connect with and relate to them in meaningful ways. Empathy is said to be looking at things from someone else's point of view rather than our own, and imagining ourselves in their place. Empathy is not only awareness of others, but you'll be surprised that it's also self-awareness. Practicing empathy towards others can help us also to avoid bias and prejudice in our thinking. You know, a lot of us think we know everything. A lot of us think we know a lot of everything. But then again, a lot of us don't know shit. A lot of us use a lot of talking points in these YouTube streets, or we hear it, we hear somebody else saying it, and we just regurgitate what you hear, but you really have no context to what's really going on. And there are types of empathy. What are the types of empathy? Empathy can come in different forms depending on the situation. Some of the different types of empathy that you might experience. The main one would be affective empathy. It involves the ability to understand another person's emotion and respond appropriately. Such emotional understanding may lead to someone feeling concern for another person's well-being, or it may lead to feeling a personal distress. So let me break that down a little bit more for you. Affective empathy, person tells you something. Person tells you how it makes them feel. Instead of just either scolding them or telling them, I told you this, or it's actually relating to them. Being able to relate to them, being able to put yourself in their shoes and attaining what they're feeling. It's like, come on. Why are they feeling this way? What made them feel this way? Did I partake in the way that they're feeling? What could I have done better? But instead, a lot of us are just so adamant to prove their point. They're so adamant to show that the need to be right, that now they're going to start insulting you. They're going to start making you feel guilty. They're going to start calling you names, shaming you. And it's also easy when we can just imagine what that other person is feeling and why they're feeling it. And it's important because it makes the other person feel that you're trying to be understanding, that you're really trying to relate to them. So I know it's hard for some people to do this, but it's necessary. Another type of empathy is somatic empathy. It involves having a physical reaction in response to what someone else is experiencing. People sometimes physically experience what another person is feeling. When you see someone's feeling being embarrassed, for example, you might start to blush or have an upset stomach because of what they're feeling. I can easily say that I'm one of these. I tend to gravitate to their energy. And sometimes it can be very draining because the energy, my empathetic skills are so deep that sometimes I tend to transfer their energy. And that could be very draining. Because if a person is in distraught, if a person is not feeling right, I could take on that energy sometimes, especially the more I value them and the more of a deeper connection I have with them, the more energy gets transferred to me. Hey Stan, how are you, my dear? Thank you for coming through. Don't forget to press the like button. I was trying to do this show at 7 before daylight came down, because I knew a lot of people were going to be watching the fireworks, but it wasn't feasible. I was at work longer than expected, but things happen, and it is what it is. Y'all could catch the replay, hopefully. But Stan, thanks for coming in. I dropped the link. If you want to come up, you're welcome to. I'm just simply talking about empathy today and embracing empathy, because I think this world lacks empathy. We're so quick to judge. We're so quick to talk shit. We're so quick to insult. We're so quick to say, you're acting like a victim. We're so quick to not understand the whole forest, but we're just looking at the trees in front of us. And I was talking about effective empathy. So now we're going to talk about a second. Well, I kind of got into it, somatic empathy, and that's when you really take on their physical response to empathize somebody. Now we have cognitive empathy. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right. It involves being able to understand another's mental state and why they might be thinking in response to the situation. This is related to what psychologists refer to as the theory of mind, or thinking what other people are thinking. And this is I think this is a little bit kind of dangerous, because I don't think it's a good thing to assume what other people are thinking, because you could be very presumptuous. You could jump to conclusions and be totally wrong and incorrect in what that person is thinking versus your interpretation of what they're thinking. Instead of being empathetic, you're just going to jump to conclusions, and that's not a good thing. So before we go any further, I'm going to talk about a time where I had to show empathy to somebody. And I'm going to talk about a time where somebody showed me absolutely no empathy. So with that being said, let's see. When I was a manager and I didn't have any kids, I remember that I really didn't do a good job of being empathetic to people that will call in and tell me I can't come to work because my kid is sick. Or I can't come to work. Hey, Tommy B, how are you, my dear? Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it. This is my Thursday night show. It's not as fancy as BMU, but I'm getting there, Tommy. I'm getting there. The link is in the chat if you want to come up and talk, because I know you always have some good stuff to say. We're talking about empathy and the lack thereof, because this world can use a little bit more empathy. So I can say I was an asshole. I was an asshole to some parents because I wouldn't understand or empathize. Hey, you still got to come to work. I understand your kid is sick. If they're sick enough for you not to come to work, I'm going to need a doctor's note. I mean, the whole shebang. I didn't show no empathy. I was a very, very young manager. Didn't have a clue of what it took to empathize. Why? Because I didn't have children. So I couldn't relate to a mother or father that would call in because their child was sick. So that's one time where I can show that I really lacked empathy. But of course, as I got older, and of course, as I had a child, it forced me to become more empathetic. It forced me to be more relatable to parents when they used to call in and say their child was sick. Let me talk about a time where I had to show empathy. I mean, I guess I can turn around that same topic and say that once I did become a parent, and I myself had to call out because my child was sick, I needed somebody to show empathy to me. So as a result, it totally changed my whole point of view, my whole mindset. You know, that things happen, kids get sick. I would make sure that the parent needed more time, whatever they needed. I would be more diligent on their schedule, try to cover their shifts and give them shifts so they won't lose their hours. I mean, you grow and you become a better version. But that's like one of the examples that I can really think of where it was major. It was really major. I can give you an example when I don't show empathy. When I look on the news and it says, "Oh, woman got robbed at ATM." The first thing I ask is, well, what time was it? And if I hear that it was 1 a.m. in the morning, I'm sorry, I can't show empathy right there, because why in the hell would a female by herself be at the ATM and not expect the probability of that happening to be much, much higher? I have a hard time empathizing with that. I mean, you go to, if you're a woman and you go into the ATM by yourself, go at daylight, or bring somebody with you, or bring something with you. So you see how it can be, it can be hard to show empathy in some situations, and in some situations it could be easy. Let's say you have a friend, right? And they got evicted. It would be nice to show empathy due to the fact that you don't want your friend to be homeless. You can show empathy by maybe saying, what can I do to help? Do you need a place to stay for a couple days? I mean, you guys are old enough to know to act appropriately, to say things that are appropriate, but you'd be amazed. As old as some people are, they really don't know. And this is why I do what I do. You'd be amazed on all the things that I learned while I'm doing my research for my shows. I learn a lot. So we're all learning together. We're all growing together. This plane is being built as we fly it. As long as we all are moving forward and trying to become better versions of ourselves, trying to elevate ourselves, that's all that matters. As long as you don't stop, as long as you don't quit. Be better than you were yesterday. Be better than you were last week. Be better than you were last month. Be better than you were last year. That's the real progress. That's the real progress. It really is. So let's talk about signs of empathy. For many, seeing another person in pain and responding with indifference or even outright hostility seems totally incomprehensible. But the fact that some people do not respond in such a way clearly demonstrates that empathy is not necessarily a universal response to the suffering of others. If you are wondering whether you are an empathetic person, Here are some signs that you may have the tendency to be empathetic. So let's see what we got. If you're really good at listening to what others have to say, people often tell you their problems. You're good at picking up on how they feel. Like you can read them. You can tell what they're feeling without even telling them. So let's see. Stan said, let's put this comment up. Stan said, Grace, I have seen folks block their empathy to show that they are mentally strong, which is not. Grace, what I see is folks blocked their empathy to show that they are mentally strong, which is not. I am on vacation. I call in. I agree with you, Stan. A lot of people have this hardcore, I'm tough, I don't feel nothing, I stand 10 toes on this and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the night, they think that they're doing something. When in really it shows how callous, cold-hearted, and mean that person can be. Especially if they're not showing empathy to somebody that they call themselves that they value. So that's where it gets complicated. Oh, you're on vacation. Where are you at? Great. Where are you vacationing, Stan? Nice, nice. I hope you're having a great time and you be safe and make sure you come back safe. Okay? So with that being said, don't forget, guys, please press the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And please share. I'm on a mission trying to get to 1K by my birthday. So I would really appreciate it. And please don't be shy to support the channel. Money sign Embrace the Grace 23. Drop a cash app. Conversation deserves good compensation. I will post photos tomorrow morning. LOL. Okay, we'll be looking forward to it. So let's keep going down the list to determine if you are a person that has empathetic tendencies. I left off with you're good at picking up on how people feel. You often think how other people feel. People always come to you for advice or talking to them about their problems. People often feel overwhelmed by tragic events. You try to help others who are suffering. You're good at spotting bullshitters. You are. If you have a tendency to be empathetic, you have a knack to see if people are BSing you because you're relating to them. Or you're trying to figure out their feelings and emotions, and it just doesn't. The sensing. You feel drained or overwhelmed in social situations, and it is difficult for you to set boundaries in relationships. If you fit into most of these things that I said on this list, then you tend to be an empathetic person. But if you are one of these people who don't feel Stan said, I pressed the share button on my Facebook so folks can tune into the show. I appreciate you, Stan. I really, really do. I really appreciate that. And don't forget, guys, whoever's in here, don't forget to press the like, subscribe and share button. I really appreciate you guys. And of course, don't be shy. You know, good conversations deserve good compensation. So support the channel. I really appreciate you. So with that being said, let's talk about what the benefits of empathy is. Because it wouldn't hurt people to be a little bit more empathetic. It really wouldn't. It would make this world a little bit more nicer. It's already a dark world. This world is already lost in the sauce. Being able to experience empathy has many beneficial uses. It's the ability that helps us to see and feel what others may be experiencing and feeling because we can relate to them. We can then respond in ways that fosters stronger relationships. And Travel One is in the house, and she said, "Embrace the grace greetings. Good topic. We'll catch the replay. Next topic: 100 reasons not to bash Black women. Till the next time, enjoy the holiday." Then you need to, well, Travel One, I may think about that one. Okay, I may think about that one. And then here I have Stan saying, yes, that's me in social events. Let me go ahead and put it up there. And it says here, yeah, that's me in social events. I am drained. I sense this BS, especially from dark empathies. Yep, you right. And Black God Body said, true, the world is selfish. And Black God Body said also, oh Lord, you must be saying that because of Travel One. Yeah, she gonna come through with the come through. And thank you for coming, Black God Body. I really do appreciate it. I put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up and talk about this. I know people always expect me to be talking about current events or ratchet shit, but I leave that for my Monday night show on Monday Night Mayhem. On my show on Thursday nights, I get real with it. I get real with real topics. You know, and not only do I present the topic, but I also present solutions. I really do. Black God Body, hold on a second. I know my girl Travel One said, like, share, and subscribe. Support EGT's channel. Thank you, my dear. And then Black God Body said, you're welcome. And then Stan said, facts, Grace. The world is too dark. Folks consume a lot of darkness. You're absolutely right, Stan. We get a lot of darkness through the music we listen to. We get a lot of darkness through the movies that we watch, the shows that we watch, social media. I mean, there's a lot of darkness in everywhere. And and Black God Body said, ratchet Monday. Yeah. Mondays tend to get pretty ratchet on the Black Man Unfiltered network. And shout out to them. Yeah, it does get pretty ratchet sometimes, but it's necessary, Black God Body, because we have to talk about some ratchetness. And Travel One said, thank you. I guess you're assuming that I am going to make that. I am going to do that show. I mean, that's going to be a hard one for me. 100 ways but I will consider it, and I will write it, because look, there's a lot of people, a lot of embracers that email me and text me a lot of content ideas and topics, and I love it. I love it, and keep going. Okay, Black God Body asked a good question. Why do you think so many folks lack empathy? Me personally, after doing all my research today on this topic, because people weren't taught empathy. And people didn't never really empathize with them. So if you don't know a certain behavior, if you never seen a certain behavior, then you throw in there, Black God Body, the fact that we are very selfish, self-entitled, transactional, and we're only thinking about us. My dad used to say this comment all the time, and I'll never forget it. This is what he used to say: hooray for me and fuck everybody else. Those were the good words, God rest his soul, of my father. Everybody's too much into themselves. Nobody thinks of others. Okay, how you doing, Mr. Payne? How you doing? Let me see. If you get past 10 out of 100, you will be doing great without simply making stuff up. You're absolutely right. I will have more respect if you get past 10 out of 100. You will be doing great without simply making stuff up. I'm trying to understand that marriage, politics, and sports. If folks really look at ratchetness, they would know. Hold on, you guys are coming in hot. I love it. If folks really look at ratchetness, they would know it's not culture. It's actually depression. You're absolutely right. And not only depression, is anxiety. I mean, I get it, guys. I deal with customers every day. I deal with them crying on the phone. Hold on a second. Okay, marriage and if so you're responding, if you get past 10 out of 100, you will be doing great without simply making stuff up. Okay, so you were considering what Travel One was saying. As to what Travel One said, she wants me to do a show. Let's go back to that comment. She wants me to do a topic on 100 reasons not to bash Black women. 100 reasons not to bash Black women. That's she putting me to a test. I don't think I bash Black women. I really don't. And I hate the fact that people are going to put that stigma on me. It's you guys that always, I say women. And if it's more prevalent in the melanated community, then there it should be. But it's like I get cornered into that and boxed in. But you know what? I've learned to embrace it. It is what it is. You know, there's some people that ain't going to like you. There's some people that are going to like you. There's some people that are going to love you. There's some people that, you know, it's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And everybody's surely not my cup of tea. Hey, Lady Navoya, my grace, moderation, gang in motion. I know that's right. How you doing, my dear? I know you guys are torn between BMU tonight and me. I tried to do the show at 7, but it just wasn't possible, so I wouldn't be coinciding with them. But it is what it is. If you know, you could catch their replay or my replay, but the show must go on. The show must go on. And thank you for coming, my dear. Don't forget to press the like button. And Black Godbody said it's just that they complain the loudest. Yeah, but we're not gonna get off track. We can always talk about that. Maybe that'll be a good topic for Monday. Happy 4th. It's a quiet night for me inside. No loudness. LOL. I hear you, girl. I stayed in all day. Oh, look at Stanley. Hi, Stan. Oh,
hey, how you doing?
Thank you for coming. I know. Where are you in vacationing? Where are you vacationing at?
I'm not going to say, but you're from the East Coast, so you know when I say this, it's like I don't have no money, y'all. Don't ask me for no money. Don't ask me for no loan. My money is for the kids, and that's
I know that's
go
right.
For the fireworks. I don't have money. I ain't taking y'all no dates.
But aren't you the one that goes on 4 dates in one day? Or did you stop that?
Also the week, but you know what I'm saying. I just want people to know I ain't got no money for you. It's July. I gotta buy school clothes. I'm tapped out. So
I know that's right. I can't believe they're already advertising back to school. I mean, isn't school in August and September?
Halloween. They're already advertising Halloween, and Christmas is this week. Christmas decorations already out.
Stop.
Yeah, I just went into the store to pick up a couple of stuff, right? Drinks for the 4th of July. And then I already see the Halloween from 3 weeks ago. And now I'm seeing Christmas coming in. I'm just like, wait a minute, it's July.
But do you see the pressure that these stores be putting on people? People are just trying to pay their rent and eat. I mean, I know we're a little off topic, but it can be very depressing to somebody who's barely got money to buy groceries. And then they go in Walmart or Target and they see all this stuff and know that they can't afford it.
And also, I got to buy school supplies. and I'm already seeing.
Can we get past school supplies first? Jesus.
See this right here? No, it's all connected. No empathy. You have no empathy for the customer.
You're right. You're right. There you go. It is no empathy. I mean, I walked out of the grocery store yesterday with only 4 bags, $110. I'm like, what the hell did I buy?
You know, the sad part about it, the cashiers, and I know they're trying to help, right? But they telling people like, we don't take paper coupons no more. Get the app. A lot of people don't know what apps are. The older generation, they like, what you mean? I just clip this, take it. And they're like, no, you need to go to the app and check it. And I'm just like,
well, I don't know what grocery store is that, because I work at a grocery store. That's my part-time job. Yeah. And we still take regular coupons. But you're right. There was an older lady yesterday. I joined your club and I'm not getting no perks and and I had to show her first how to log in. Then I had to show her the digital coupons, and I'm like, you have to actually clip them, because once you put your phone number in and you've clipped the coupons, that's when it'll come off. Oh, this is a bunch of crap. This is too much technology. I mean, we got to move with the times, but we still take paper coupons. We even take competitors' coupons.
Yeah, I thought that's what happened this morning. They had to show people how to do the clips. But, you know, it's 4th of July. The lines are long. I'm glad the cashiers took their time, and also the bag boys, like grocery stores that have bag boys, like you got to put the bag boys back because they prevent shop theft. They've also promote customer service, helping people out. Put the bag boys back. That's all I got to say. Sidebar. And they also can help out customers with the stuff. But yeah, she had to spend a lot of time with the elderly consumers who was like, yo, I don't have the budget for this. And she had to show that. And I'm like, yo, I didn't mind waiting because people thought they were going for a good sale. They buying 20 ears of corn. I live in California. I don't know if you guys know, food is expensive here. So when somebody see a sale and they walking in and then they find out those 10 bags or those 20 ears of corn is now $25, and they only came in with 10 because they thought they got the sale. But I'm grateful that the cashiers walked people through it. I did not mind staying in line. And so you
showed empathy.
Yeah.
So that means you showed empathy. And Black God Body was right. Hold on a second. He said it's a capitalist society. Absolutely. And then he said, just like Christmas, there goes a lack of empathy again for the elders from these stores. And you're right. But, you know, 4th of July at the grocery store, I mean, we were busy yesterday because it was first of the month, the first week of the month, people buying money orders out the yin yang to pay rent, you know, people sending money to their families to pay rent, plus the holiday. I mean, I don't think that was a time for her to come and do that. But again, a lot of the elderly just got this.
Because remember, it's like the 3rd and the 4th. So it's a 2-day sale. People buying the corn. People buying the watermelons because the watermelons are like
we're on sale
pound, right? They no longer sell the watermelons like to be $2.99. They now charging you per pound. So then today and yesterday it was 10 cents a pound. So like, yeah, if you're on a fixed income, you're going to take the opportunities for the sale because they have to eat.
Mm-hmm.
They have to eat.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't show empathy when. A lot of people don't understand that people write checks because they're trying to finagle their money. They may not get paid Friday, but they got to eat Wednesday. So they'll go to the grocery store and write a check and play cat and mouse with that money because, you know, it takes 2 to 3 days for a check to process. And I'll tell the customer behind, give her a minute. You know, who writes checks nowadays? You know, come on. And again, here comes a perfect example. We just don't show empathy anymore. Everybody's in a rush. Hooray for me. Fuck everybody else. It's me, 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 me. And we just gotta stop, man.
Yes.
We gotta stop and smell the roses sometimes. Think of others. If you're in a rush or you're running late, well, maybe your punk ass should have left the house earlier. Don't blame it on the elderly woman in front of you. Like these drivers that be weaving in and out of traffic because they're late, putting other drivers in danger because of your lack of time management. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you want somebody to show you empathy because you're running late. Now I have to rush this elderly lady who's writing a check because you're running late for a meeting and you forgot to pick something up.
And sadly, what I've noticed that when other people show people empathy, they don't see it as empathy. They see it as I scored, I won, I got good vibes, I'm a blessing,
Okay.
God loves me. And I'm just like, somebody showed you mercy and grace, as in your name, right? And it's like, you become very self-centered in this.
Exactly. Oh, we got Black God Body. I guess you couldn't resist anymore. You got tired of chatting, and I'm glad you came up here. So tell me everything you've heard so far and we've talked about. What say you? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
You're muted.
Yes, ma'am.
You're muted if you're trying to talk.
I can hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So what do you have to say about everything I've been talking about? And Stan?
How come my picture wasn't?
I don't know. You have to you have to click the camera button.
Yo,
there we go.
What's up? Haven't seen you in a minute.
Okay,
you're gonna get and you're back.
How you doing, sir?
Okay, I'm back.
Yes.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming.
I was enjoying the show.
I really appreciate you coming up here. So what do you have to say about everything we've been talking about?
I was just more so thinking about kind of the root of the lack of empathy, really. And I think it comes mainly from the stress that I think the wealthy and those in power kind of put on the masses, really, or the people. Because I think if more people lived a bit more comfortably, there wouldn't be such of a lack of empathy in society. That's just personally what I kind of think.
You think so?
Because think about it. Like, if I'm just thinking, because if you really look at how society is like right now, I mean, you're seeing people like Grace was saying, you're seeing a lot of people struggling just to keep on the lights or just keep food in their houses. And because they can't do that, that also kind of adds onto the stress in their lives. And so they end up having a very strong lack of empathy, I think, as well.
But what
I think that just adds to it personally.
But what good is being rich and having everything and then you share it with somebody else who has everything? That's not empathy, right? If you don't have anything and I don't have anything, right? And I actually have a little bit more than you and I know how it is, because empathy is like a shared experience, right? There's like a plenty of rich people, they're rich, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to call you all out. So I know a lot of rich people. I'm not saying y'all empathetic. But there's a lack because everything was given to you, and I'm not going to shame y'all for it. Look, bless me with the richness as well so I can figure it out. But like, that's why Christmas is like a big deal, right? Because Christmas, you're looking at Christmas, right? Before anybody come here and say it's pagan, it's commercial. But let's keep it real here. It's cold, nothing grows, and nothing moves at Christmas. So for you to give something at Christmas has more meaning than if we both have everything and you give me something. There's nothing because I already have enough of it. But at a time of the year when nobody has anything and everything's scarce and we give, I mean, that's why that holiday is pretty much a big deal, because it's people actually giving when there's a time for you to be scarce, but you know what it means to not have any. And that's the thought, because if everybody was rich, it would mean nothing to us to give.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying so much that everybody should be rich, but more so that everybody should at least be able to live at least comfortably. And I think that's also part of the problem too, is that most people, they're not able to live as comfortable as they would like. And I think that kind of adds on to it as well. It adds on to the stress on people's minds and mental state. And so that's also part of the problem.
But I still can't believe you told me there's stuff in Christmas stores. I'm still trying to digest that. I'm upset about that because, like I said, I'm already stressed out about my finances, and now you're putting pressure on parents and kids and boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives, you're putting unnecessary pressure. We got to get through back to school first.
You know,
I mean,
crazy part
really?
about that. But the crazy part about that, like the kids are saying, like I caught one kid like, don't buy me these jeans, give me this for Christmas instead. Even kids are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's June. You need clothes. You growing. You know that, right? You're gonna
Exactly. Oh my God.
You left that grade in May. You're a child. You don't understand, like, you're growing and we have to do laundry every week. Them clothes are shrinking. This is not a sacrifice. Like, you know, we've got to, you know, we got to like, but you know, that's the whole thing. They're kids. They don't understand it. But look, I want to share something. There's a reason why that it's important that things are the way they are, and it's not for everybody to be equal. The Bible says that the poor will be with you always. And to summarize it or to paraphrase it, is so that we understand that we're supposed to give. Like, that's why things are the way they are. Is not just fight inequality like that. It's like sometimes it forces you to care for your own community, and you just got to. Now, for the real billionaires out there, this makes no sense for the rest of us. All these billionaires we got, and we ain't got no Batman, no Iron Man. That's whack. Like, what you guys doing with your money? So, if you're a billionaire, we're gonna call you out. Where's the Iron Man and where's the Batman at?
I don't understand. You remember when Oprah Winfrey and The Rock were out here telling us to donate $5 to Hawaii when she owns land in Hawaii, which, by the way, nothing was fired or anything ruined on her land, coincidentally, you know, message. But you're going to ask us, who are already struggling, to donate $5 when you can just donate the money and write it off as a tax write-off, and you're a billionaire.
Yes.
That's no empathy. That is a perfect example of not showing empathy for the less fortunate.
Yep.
I'm like, really? I lost so much respect for Oprah. I was already leaning towards not liking her because as I've gotten to know, have I gotten into my spiritual journey and really realizing what she's about? You know, yes, she's helped a lot of people, but she bashes men a lot. She really does. And you know, I'm not about that BS.
Yeah, she built her.
But
wait,
what's up? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say this. I know people want you to do the challenge of don't bash black women for 100 reasons not to bash. You are sister, number one. Number two, hey everybody, guess what? This is about to be 6 months into year 2025. Grace will no longer be part of this ratchet, aka depressive disease that you have that you need validation. Guess what's going to happen? We all, male and female, are going to change for the next 6 months. Now, it's up to Grace. She could change it to turn into 10,000 ways that we could be reciprocal and make sure that our community grows. This whole thing of not to bash, kill it.
But the thing is, people are so quick to use that word bashing when all I'm trying to do is bring factual things that are happening. You know?
Correction. Grace, you are a boy mom. So what that means, you understand correction.
Exactly.
That's
criticism
who you are.
Like hate the people.
Yeah, it's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a
people
boy
don't
mom.
want to change. Criticism sounds like hate.
Yeah, so you're a boy mom. And you're a sister. Now, everybody keep on coming up with this stuff about what's black and what's not black. I gotta share something. 100 years ago, all of us was quadro blacks. Because everybody was mixed with something, mixed with that. Parents are Haitian. Our flag represents the mix and the dark skin.
Sapase!
Boule. You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rico, you know, Dominican Republic. I know y'all want to be at it, but too bad. And we got the Bahamas.
It is what it is. We share the island. We ain't got no choice. Okay?
Americas. Look, we are moving forward. We can't go back to conversations that we've She has enough clips. You can go back and you need to feed that spirit. There's enough shows you can go back to and sit down and consume that darkness that you need. But Grace is making sure like shows like Thursdays and her other shows benefits and grows the community. That's why I came on, even though I'm on vacation. That's how important it is. I'm on vacation and I'm making sure that she's encouraged to move forward.
Absolutely. And I'm pushing that 1K. I'm at 605 already. I got like 6 new subscribers within like 3 days. But you know what? I want it to happen organically. I'm not going to buy subscribers. I'm not going to put bounties out there. It's going to grow organically and it'll happen. My time will come. I have so much faith in this channel and the people that rock with me. I'm okay. When it happens, it happens. I'll get that plaque one day. Grace, will.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it because guess what? Like this stuff about empathy and everything else, guess what, guys? She's speaking the truth. Please don't try to go into a dark place that's not needed.
And I'm glad you brought up the Bible because I always try to at least be spiritual with it. And I do have notes here. What does the Bible say about empathy? In Galatians 6:2, bearing each other's burdens, carry each other's burden. In this way, you fulfill the law of Christ. This verse speaks to the empathetic act of sharing and easing the load of others, reflecting a fundamental aspect of Christian love and community. It should be our responsibility to make sure that all our kids in our community have enough school supplies. You know, I don't like when teachers forces us to buy extra stuff. I don't think it's fair because there's parents out there that have 3-4 kids and you're asking them to buy extra for the other kids. I mean, I know I don't sound too empathetic, but things are already expensive as it is. And for you to tell me I got to buy 2 packs of printing paper, or I got to do this, or I got to do that. I've always been the parent. I just send my kid with a pen and a notebook. I said, we buy our school supplies after you meet with each teacher and specifically what each teacher wants. I'm not buying this whole generic thing on a list. And then she puts everything away and doesn't really exactly. Now, if you need it throughout the year, let us know. Like, I understand sanitizer, I understand tissues, but when you're asking me to buy 2 reams a packet of printing paper, and you guys know that is not cheap. You're asking me
laptops. I'm like, don't y'all scan the information already? I'm not giving you no paper.
I'm like, yo, it's 2024 now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you, the teachers, like, I ain't buying no rim paper for you. What you print in the book?
And I feel bad for the teachers because a lot of times they go into their pockets and spend money. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm not sounding too empathetic, but at the same time, it's called self-preservation. I have to take care of mine first. And if I do have extra, I mean, I did my part by joining the PTO, you know, when he was a kid, doing the book fair, you know, donating sometimes to things. But no, I can't see myself.
But, you know, this is a good sign. Like, you already give. And when people assume that when you're a giver, that you are constantly
a sucker.
Well, you see how that comes out, right? Other people, they see it as a sucker, right? Other people see that, well, that's their gift. They're supposed to just give. And people don't understand, like, you're getting burned out. And sometimes it helps to have friendships when you're the receiver and somebody gives or is a reciprocal. But a lot of times when people don't understand that givers do get burned out, givers, and also for the givers, when people are like, well, nobody told you to give, then who will? Well, and then when somebody
exactly
stores and we have no more stores, you have to go all the way to Jersey to go to Walmart, and you live in NYC and it costs you $35 for toll.
Oh my God. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Just so you can get, like, you know what I'm saying, college rule paper for a penny.
Well, I've also learned a lot about the dollar store. You can get a lot of stuff at the dollar store Y'all better learn how to shop. The same canned goods that you buy at the grocery store for $2 and something, you can get for $1.25 at the dollar store. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
The seasonings, it may not be name brand, but it's still garlic powder. It's still onion powder. I mean, you're not gonna find slap your mama at the dollar store, but
no, you will. There's certain
Rick,
times, slap your mama be at that dollar store or at Dollar General.
okay, I'm gonna start looking for it then.
But for us, we got hit hard when our 99-cent store went out of business. It got sold out. And what we found out, a lot of people go there for groceries.
Yeah.
Because people don't know or people don't care. Like olive oil, which is healthy, costs almost $20, but you went to these stores and you get it for $4. It was a supplementary, they take food stamps and everything. So people were going there to make sure they had enough food. And now with those stores gone, they're struggling. They're looking.
Yep. And also empathy and compassion for others. Jesus lets things, he requires us to love thy neighbor as yourself. And you can read about that in Mark 12:31. It reflects the importance of understanding others' emotions and responding with kindness. We don't always have to be so damn mean to people. We don't, I've seen some people talk so rude to homeless people. Now, I don't give money anymore. What I do is I'll take that person in the store, get you a loaf of bread, a pack of ham, some mayo, some cheese, and a 6-pack of water or whatever. Now you can eat for a few days. Because I got really hurt one day when I gave a guy $20 and all he bought was cigarettes, beer, and some blunts. I'm like, really? So I just worked my butt off, So I told myself ever since that day, I don't give money. You hungry? Like one day I went to a Popeyes and there was a guy at the door saying, can you buy me something to eat? No, he asked me for money. I said, no, I'm not giving you money, but if you're hungry, I'll buy you a 2-piece and a biscuit. He's like, no, I just want money. I said, well, then I'm sorry, sir. I'm not going to give you money so you can go to the store and go buy some and go buy some beef. No, I'm not going to. I work too hard for you to enjoy. No, it's either you're going to eat. And then I know I'm not being very empathetic, but I'm not doing it.
You're being responsible because remember what we said earlier, right? That ratchet behavior is disguised as depression. Exactly. If people understand like a pack of cigarette, how much that costs? It's like that's expensive.
$7-8
plus taxes, right? And then like that's expensive habit to have when you broke, homeless, on the street.
Exactly. You're not supporting a self-destructive behavior.
Yes.
Exactly. Now let's get into the benefits of empathy. Being able to experience empathy has many beneficial uses. It's the ability that helps us to see and feel what others may be experiencing and feeling because we can relate to them, so we can then respond in ways that foster stronger relationships. It's having empathy and showing empathy and being empathetic and emphasizing with people strengthens our relationship. It allows you to build social connections with others by understanding what people are thinking and feeling, and you are then able to respond appropriately in a social situation. And again, that's what I do. I will buy you a loaf of bread, a packet of ham, cheese, some mayo, and something to drink. And now you can at least make you 3, 4, 5 sandwiches and eat for a few days. What were you going to say, Stan?
Also, like the spiritual part of that is dope because if you look at James 1 and 2, James chapter 1, verse 1 and 2, I don't know if you can look at that real quick. It's like when people are going through tough times, it's because we're supposed to help each other out. And that's showing the power of God or something like that. Depends on what version of the Bible you're reading it from.
hold on. Let me see if I can look it up. Scripture. Now, if I can just spell, I'll be all right.
So it's James 1, chapter 1, I think verse 1 through 2 or verse 1 through 4.
James 1. Here we go. James 1. It popped up right away. Give me just a second.
Okay.
I love this. I love that we can relate to. Okay, so let's see. What does it mean? Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may mature and complete and not lacking anything. Okay, hold on. That was from 2 to 4. So with that being said, what I'm getting from that is facing trial and tribulations produces perseverance in your faith.
Yeah. And therefore you help other people that are going through trials and tribulation. And
now you can be empathetic towards those people. You know, when I lost my place, I got evicted. You know, I was 2 months behind on rent. Why? Because I was sending my money to my mom in DR for her to get better. And then I get evicted on a Friday, and then my mom passes away that Monday. I'm like, are you serious right now? Gotta hop off now. Have a great show. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Grace. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But you know what, though? I look at it not anymore as a loss. As far as everything that I went through 2 years ago, I look at it as a lesson. Yeah. Because sometimes God will take everything away from you to make you realize that nothing is possible without him. We're so busy going to the job. We're so busy depending on man. We're so busy trying to get a loan. But we don't even stop to think about that all of this is happening because of God. And it's also happening because he's trying to show us something.
Yeah.
You know, so now I am more empathetic to the homeless because I experienced it. I am more empathetic to people that lose their places because you don't know what happened. You don't know. I mean, I remember when I told my boss and she was like, and she didn't realize what she was saying. She was like, you, Grace? No way. I'm like, she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I'm like, that's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
It happens. Hey, Quentin, how are you, my dear? Thank you for coming through. Don't forget to press the like, subscribe, and share. So let's keep going with the benefits of empathy. We talked about how it strengthens your relationship. It also helps regulate your own emotions, Stan. Empathizing with others help you learn to regulate your own emotions. Doing so allows you to manage what you're feeling, even in times of great stress, without becoming overwhelmed. Research also suggests that our ability to regulate our own emotions influence how we respond to other people's emotions. Strengthening your self-regulation skills may be helpful if you want to boost your ability to empathize. So if somebody, I guess is saying, let's say you come to me and be like, oh my God, I'm getting evicted tomorrow. Okay, so me panicking with you and saying, oh my God, is not helping the situation. I got to keep my emotions in check so I can help you. That's another way of showing empathy, is not crumbling all your cookies at the same time that you're crumbling.
Yep.
I mean, you know how a lot of times in funerals, you know, they always tell the men, stay strong for your wife or stay strong. I mean, that's showing empathy. When you know that man wants to break down and cry, but he won't do it in front of his wife or anybody because he needs to stay strong and empathize. So empathy also helps you control your own emotions. What would you say about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes you got to be level-headed to handle the crisis. But I also want to invite other people. If you're on the outside and it's not your crisis, but somebody's being level-headed, please pull them to the side and take care of that person. A lot of times, the most silent, the most matured, the person that showed the most leadership also need to be taken care of. And we always overlook that person.
You know, nobody checks on the strong people because they always expect people to be strong, but you don't know what they're going through at their house. You know, go ahead. You're right, right?
Yeah. I'm the strong one. One time somebody had the nerve, I ain't gonna say no names, but they read me the prodigal son and they said I was the oldest son that should have just asked for it. And I'm just like, and you didn't see me doing all this and didn't think that you should award me? I gotta ask, I gotta say something.
Wow. Wow. Speak of lack of empathy right there.
The one that sinned and everything else, you could just accept them in and then that have been it. Nobody told you to throw a party. You thought enough to throw them a party. Right? Because like I'm the strong one. I'm gonna speak out for the strong ones because like, yo, like what is that? Like you know, he didn't ask for it, so I gotta ask. You didn't see my value.
You're absolutely right, and that's what I'm saying. You got to check up on the strong ones. You know, a lot of them put up look at the people that you least expected to delete themselves. I was shocked when Robin Williams deleted himself. You know that you remember who Robin Williams is?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, who would have thunk it?
Yeah. They always say the most funniest people in the world are the most depressed.
Wow.
Which now when I look at comedians, everybody like, oh yeah, they're funny. I'm like how much pain did this person go through to be the most funniest person in the world right now?
Like I've saw some videos on TikTok where they'll put 2 hours before deleting themselves and you see them happy, partying, laughing. You know, there was one that was really sad. They were celebrating his birthday at midnight, and at 6 a.m. he deleted himself. And he looked as happy. He blew his candles. I mean, he was, and you would have never guessed it. What's up, hon? How are you doing?
I'm calling. We're at the San Diego Zoo. With the family.
Fireworks. Yeah, I'm about to leave too. I'm about to leave because the sun is going down.
No, I've been cool and just working on. We're at San Diego Zoo working on. I mean, we're celebrating my son's 7th birthday. His birthday's on the 7th, so we're going to different places for our son. But you know, I was
saying happy birthday.
Thank you. No, saying about Robin and also too. Chester from Lincoln Park. He deleted himself too.
Wait, the father?
Yeah, you know. Do you know who? Do you know who? Lincoln Park is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The group, the white group, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought you wanted TV.
The lead singer.
Yo, me too. That's what I thought. Yeah, I know. He deleted himself. I remember that. My brother deleted himself at 25 years old on my father's birthday. I mean, yeah, man. I'm telling you, you guys, I have been through a lot, but
hold on,
I don't.
I got to say something. And then y'all have the nerve to request this woman to do a show on Monday that's not going to benefit anybody.
Exactly.
Y'all will stop that right now.
Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something real quick. Last year before that, I thought about committing suicide myself because.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Because of I'm playing this between getting hit by a car, suffocating in my sleep, falling backwards from a ladder, a fracture in my ankle, and also on top of that, I have visions of I've been having visions of ever since I was in between elementary and junior high. I've always had visions of people dying. And all of that, and it was too much for me. So I thought about just But
Well, we're glad that you're here and you didn't do that. And look what you're doing right now, celebrating your son's birthday and having an awesome day with the wife and the child.
yeah, my son's so knowledgeable about animals. My son's so knowledgeable about animals. He's telling everybody else about animals right now.
Mm-mm.
But
Aw.
but I was letting you know about the power of empathy. Like there's certain levels, because like for instance, like with me, I can literally feel how a person is feeling even from across the room.
Wow.
Like I don't have to be near a person. I can just like I can zone in on the person. I'm like, what's the matter? But
Yeah.
yeah, but I just feel like the
No,
power of
you're a strong
empathy.
empath. You're a
Huh?
strong empath. You're a
So is
strong
my
empath.
son. So is my son.
Yep. Yeah.
And
But I'll say this for us empaths, we have to be careful with codependent relationships
Mm-hmm.
because you can't play God. You cannot heal everybody. The best thing
oh
you gotta do, there's a great book dealing with boundaries. It's called Codependency No More. That's one book. And then there's another book. It's by Thomas McLeod. And it's dealing with spiritual, like making sure that you don't play God.
yeah,
Just because you feel something for somebody, sometimes God is teaching that person a lesson. He don't
yeah,
need you to
yeah.
rescue them. But be sure to give them some water and some words of encouragement and just watch out
Oh,
for them.
definitely. I listen to motivation speeches all the time, and I
Mhm.
listen to stoicism all the time. I may not remember everything about. I may not remember everything from it, but I listen to it on a regular basis, so I can at least get something from it. And actually, a lot of people that I came in contact with, like for instance, um, Denzel Washington's speech, I memorized that. I memorized that one like consistently, and then it goes like, "Dreams without goals are just dreams. They ultimately feel." I'm sorry. Dreams without goals are just dreams. They ultimately feel disappointment. On the road to achieving your dream, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you never start. Without consistency, you never finish.
That's dope.
I I literally it took me a while to memorize that without crying.
No, that's dope. It's okay to cry. I say always
I
cry
know.
because what crying does, it shines your soul. That's all it does. Crying shines your soul.
It
Oh yeah,
sure does. It's like a snake shedding its skin. Once you do that crying,
Uh-huh.
it's like you're a whole new person. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm
but I
not
feel like a
saying
crybaby though.
It's
no.
okay.
It's
That's you're
sometimes you
empathetic.
gotta let it out. You gotta
Yeah.
let it out.
The
You
biggest
know.
pain is to feel everybody's pain, and that's the biggest pain to share the load with everybody to know what's going what they're going through. Unlike a dark empath, where somebody knows everybody pain, but they
Mm-hmm.
figuring out
Yeah,
how to scam that person. Those are the dangerous ones. Those dark
right.
empaths,
Yep. They use people weaknesses and vulnerabilities as a thumbscrew.
and
I've been
yes,
around them.
That's
oh
that's
yes,
a 48 powers of law. That I think that's number 4. Using people as a thumbscrew.
Oh
That's why
wow.
you're not really supposed to tell everybody everything. Because they'll
Yeah,
take that information and use it
and use it
against
again
you.
against you. Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And Grizz, you and I have been in that environment, and there's a few of them dark empaths in that
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
Message.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if
And
y'all watching this, we know who you are.
so and also too, like as a filmmaker, I know she'll be saying this on I know she'll saying this on live, but as a filmmaker, I'm actually writing an idea about that.
Yeah, those
Okay.
dark empaths, people say narcissistics. I'm like, no, this is something different. Where they take that power that God given them and they using it for absolute evil and it for their own self benefits. And that is the most dangerous person. Where they know what you're
Yeah.
going through and they're taking it and they're taking advantage of you and controlling you. And it's like, whoa, you just went through this and now you causing victims. You was a victim, so now you making more victims. Like what? Okay, I have to leave you alone because you're a dark empath.
Right.
Yep.
Pretty
You're
much.
you're
And Grizz, I
absolutely
gotta
right.
go. because the sun is going down and we got to go see the fireworks.
Well, thank you for coming. Even on your I'm almost done, so it's okay, guys. I know you guys are on vacation.
Oh no,
and
you're good.
No, you're a blessing. We have to come in and show you love.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I was like, wait,
darkness. Nah, that's like they show.
You're like my favorite TV station.
We ain't doing that dark stuff.
I know that's right. Not over here.
And also too, and plus also too, I was wanting to know, like, you're my favorite TV station. Like, hold up. Oh, Embracing Grace is on. Hold on, let me at least pop in for a minute.
I know that's right, and I appreciate you guys. Well, go enjoy the fireworks stand and post some pictures in the chat room.
All right, we'll do. All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Love, peace, and light.
Okay, let me say hi to Braxton. Thank you for coming, my dear. I know you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to come here, and I appreciate you. My guys were doing their family thing, and I'm almost done. And I was going over what are the benefits of empathy. One of them is it strengthens your relationship with others. Then I went into how it helps regulate your own emotions. And the last one I want to talk about is it compels to help others. Being empathetic and showing empathy promotes helping others. Not only are we more likely to engage in helping behaviors, okay, when you feel empathy for others, but other people will also more likely help when they experience empathy. Research supports the idea that empathy is a key driver of pro-social behavior. Empathy helps us notice other people's needs, understand their distress, and inspire others to elevate their suffering. And guys, it's not hard to show empathy. It's not hard to be empathetic. It's not hard to empathize with people. Fortunately, empathy is a skill that you can learn and strengthen. And there are a few things you can do to practice empathy every day. So here are your solutions. I brought you a topic. I brought you what it can cause people, but here are some solutions. Work on listening to people without interrupting and utilizing an empathetic listening skills and ears. Pay attention to their body language and other types of nonverbal communication. Try to understand people even when you don't agree. It's not about you. It's about the other person's feelings and what they're going through at that moment. It's not that they're playing victim. Sometimes we just need a listening ear. Sometimes we just need advice. Ask people questions to learn more about them and their lives. Imagine yourself in that other person's shoes. Strengthen your connection with others to learn more about how they feel. Seek to identify biases you may have and how they affect your empathy for others. Look for ways in which you are similar to others versus focusing on how different you are from others. Embrace the similarities. That will help you be more empathetic. Be willing to be vulnerable and open up on how you feel. Engage in new experiences, giving you better insight into how others in that situation may feel. And get involved in organizations that push for social change. So guys, with that being said, empathy is important. Empathy is important because it allows us to relate to others, to relate to their feelings, to relate to their situations, to relate to what they're going through. But to just brush them off, to just be dismissive, to, a lot of times we'll just put cry a river, build a bridge and get over it. Yeah, that needs to happen eventually. Thank you, Stan. I appreciate you. But at the time that they're going through the storm, don't nobody want to hear that shit. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, because it's only going to make the situation worse. You're only going to make that person feel worse. And if you value them at all, you would do the compassionate thing. It's what God expects of us. It's what God expects of us. It's what God asks us to do and demands us to do, because it's in the Bible. It truly is. So with that being said, guys, I am going to go into my final thoughts. I want to thank Stan and Black Body, Black Body, for coming up. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the engagement, the support. Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, and share. So with that being said, guys, to all my embracers in Embrace Nation, relationships are already hard enough. Throw in work, kids, marriage, financial stress, life can get even harder. However, as we as a whole have to be more empathetic and show a lot more compassion. And in no shape, size, or form am I saying put up with people's shit, kiss ass, or be untruthful with them just to appease them. But empathy is a key ingredient of successful relationship, because it helps us understand the perspective, needs, and intentions of others. Empathy is important because we all need to feel heard and understood. So with that being said, it's even more important to reciprocate by listening to and understanding others. I really appreciate y'all coming out. I hope y'all enjoyed your 4th of July. And I know a lot of you guys are seeing the fireworks now, so hopefully you guys will catch the replay. But with that being said, I am going to get out of here so I can go see some fireworks. So again, thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate you, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Drop a cash app. Good conversation, deserve compensation. So you guys, now you know better. So please do better when it comes to empathy. Show empathy. Be empathetic. Don't be so quick to judge. Don't be so quick to point fingers. Okay? We need compassion in this world. But I'm not talking about the foolery and the stupid shit that people are doing out there. That I won't uphold you in your bad behavior and your bad decision-making skills. Okay? So with that being said, peace, guys. You know who makes